Right, thought while I'm waiting for my list, we'll do a quick Ogham. Are you ready? Stick to the bottom, not looking. What we got? Coal, hazel. Hazel is used for dowsing, so maybe it'll help you find water if you're short of water. So let's see what they've got for us with hazel, shall we? $91. I think these people was born in Hull because they pronounce Col. So 91 may mean something to you. The tree is the hazel, Col. It is. Number 9, or moon 9. Elaine knows more about that than I do. So it's the first joint of the ring finger. First joint of the ring finger is Cancer energy. It's the colour brown, red agate, and the crane. The crane is a very spiritual bird. Nemesis, Minerva, Sophia, and Olwyn, goddesses. So we may pull a goddess card and see if that comes with it. The symbols is wisdom and the salmon, and we know salmon rules Leo, so that fits as well, doesn't it, for August? It's a return to source of wisdom. The musical note of D. Mercury is the planet, which is communications. The Ogham is wisdom, fairest of trees, the friend, nutshells, sweetest tree, the chestnut bud. Hazel is the 9th moon tree. The nut is a symbol for concentrated wisdom, something sweet, compact, sustaining within a hard shell, which is what Cancer does, isn't it? In England, a forked hazel stick was used not only for divining water and buried treasure, but also murderers and criminals. Yeah, I've seen that done. The letter Col was used as a bardic number 9, 9 being sacred to the muses, and also because the hazel tree fruits after 9 years. It gave its name to god Mercury in the Fenian legend of the ancient dripping hazel. The hazel appears as a tree of wisdom that can be put to destructive uses, so just like Carly we had in the read this morning. Ancient Irish heralds carried white hazel wands. Magical properties: planet, the sun, the element, air, deities, Mercury, Thor, Artemis, Diana, the huntress. Powers: luck, fertility, anti-lightning. So Diana may be a name that you're aware of. Protection: wishes, string, nuts, hang it in the house for luck. Give to a bride to wish her good fortune. When eaten, they give wisdom and fertility. To protect yourself outside, draw a circle in the dirt with a hazel twig. Weave hazel twigs into a crown for luck or to introduce invisibility. Place hazel in the window to guard against lightning. Hazel is also used for dowsers and magical wands. It is a tree of divination and of feminine-inspired wisdom. With wands of arbitration, hazel represents natural law, that of human rhythm in response to lunar rhythm. The witch's broomstick should have a shaft of hazel, and the dowsing rod should be made of hazel. Hazel represents the distillation of the pure and concentrated essence of anything, especially knowledge. It is the essence of the use of language for communication, the mystery of how ideas are formed and realized in consciousness. It is from this ultimate source that creative energy is produced. It is the essence of all truth and beauty. You will either become the facilitator of self-discovery for others, or you will soon be the recipient of some teaching from others. Concentrate on the acquisition of knowledge and wisdom. You may be called upon to arbitrate in a conflict or some conflict you are having will be mediated on the principles of wisdom. Search for the source of all things. There is mastery and skill being directed in a conscious way. The challenge is that there may be a tendency not to follow your intuition, and as a result your creativity will be blocked. You may be blocked by fear of failure, or you may experience blockages from outside yourself. The hazel is of course where we get hazelnuts. It's a shrub up to 20 feet tall, growing in open woodlands on the edge of forests. The hazel is part of the birch family. I am a salmon in the pool, so again the Leo. If this moon Imogen sign, I am salmon in the pool. The salmon is a third of the 4 sacred animals to be mentioned in Emergence chant. The pool spoken of is the well of Sergais. 6 months ago we witnessed the explosive birth of the river, and now the waters have settled down as a cooling, containing influence, soothing away the fiery summer air, and we begin to experience the subtle move towards an inward atmosphere of the harvest. The hazel trees that grow at the edge of a pool mirror the ripening of nuts in our own world. These nuts are symbols of wisdom gained through experience. The salmon feeds on the nuts and absorbs the magical knowledge they contain into its flesh, so that the wisdom is reproduced and passed on. In our realm, we realize that the passage of time will provide hindsight, which will allow us to understand our actions as we work at our own personal harvest. Our experiences are ripening in our memory, and we are slowly beginning to understand the significance of these. We are now able to frame those experiences into words and share with others. Like the salmon, we take in life's lessons and transmute them into a part of our own nature, and then through personal contact with our work, others will share in the deep wisdom of our experience. Swiftly flows the river from the mountain to the sea. The rapids as they flow teach me what they know. Of strength and grace and speed, and flashing as I go, I ever learn and grow. Gently winds the river through the plain down to the sea. The still and silent pool makes a wise one from a fool. With depths and calm and peace, and flashing as I go, I ever learn and grow. On the earth, in the air, through the fire, by the water, I am knowledge, the hazel moon's daughter. The name Chris and Carol could be important. Not of father nor of mother was my blood, was my body. I was spellbound by Gwydion, prime enchanter of the Britons. When he formed me from 9 blossoms, 9 buds of various kinds, from primrose of the mountains, broom, meadowsweet and cockle, together entwined. From the bean of its shade bearing a white spectral army, of earthy kind, from blossom of the nettle, oak thorn and bashful chestnut. 9 powers, 9 flowers, 9 powers in my combined. 9 buds of plant and trees, long and white are my fingers, as the 9th wave over the sea. The maiden was clothed in a robe of flame-coloured silk. About her neck, so a red scarf may be important, was a collar of ruddy gold, on which were precious emeralds and rubies. More yellow was her head than the flowers of the broom, so blonde hair, and her skin was whiter than foam of the waves, and fairer were her hands than her fingers, than the blossoms of the wood anemone amidst the spray of the meadow fountain. The eye of the trained hawk, the glance of the 3-newed falcon, was not brighter than hers. Her bosom was more snowy than the breast of the white swan, and her cheeks were redder than the reddest roses. Whoso beheld her was filled with her love. 4 white trefoils sprung up where she trod, and therefore was she called Olwen. Goddess, when not quite one or the other, she is Olwen. Transformation is fleeting but pivotal. It is a key in order to grow. She is hidden, she is secret, and very rarely seen. She is the face that no man may look at and live. But she is also the face of change and pain, of the ache which ensues during healing. She is the momentum one needs to move forward, and she is the one who comforts the dying on the battlefield. In Gwian can you make Song of the Horses, so the year of the horse, there is a series of I have been lines. One of them is, I have been crane on a wall, a wondrous sight. The crane was sacred to Delian Apollo, and before Apollo the sun hero Theseus. So I always think of Apollo 11, the moon landings, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong. They may be important. The gods fled disguised in bestial forms. Mercury into Ibis, Apollo a crane, and Thracian bared Diana into a cat. Mercury invented the alphabet after watching the flight of cranes. It was said by Hargius that the original 13-consonant alphabet was taken by Mercury to Egypt and then brought back to Cadmus in Greece, and from there taken to Evander and the Arcadian into Italy, where his mother, so the mother energy again, Commenta and Muse, adapted them into the then 15 letters of the Latin alphabet. He describes this Mercury as the same one who invented athletic games, who was a Cretan of Cretan stock. In Egypt, he was Thoth, which the tarot deck started with. One of the first ones was the Thoth deck. The god whose symbol was a crane like Ibis, who invented writing and also reformed the calendar. So a calendar and writing may be important. The story may have been drawn from Etruscan source, for the Etruscan were of Cretan stock and held the crane in reverence. Cranes fly in V formation, so the characters of all early alphabet were nicked with a knife on the ridge of the bow, as Hesiod wrote his poems, or on clay tables. They were all naturally angular. What material Mercury's bag was made of can be discovered in a parallel myth in Manon, son of Lyra, a Goidelic, you'll have to excuse my pronunciation, sun hero, predecessor of Theon and Cuchulainn. He carried the treasures of the sea, so again the water, the sea, the alphabet secret of the peoples of the sea, in a bag made of skin of the crane. There is also a myth of Mida, a godelic underworld god corresponding with the British Arawan, Eloquence, the king of An. He lived in a castle in Manon's island of Man, with 3 cranes at his gate, whose duty was to warn of travellers, croaking out, "Do not enter, keep away, pass by," so maybe an unexpected visitor. Perseus' bag must have been a crane bag, for the crane was sacred to Athena and to Artemis, her counterpart in Ephesus, as well as being the inspiration for Hermes' invention of letters. The flying gorgons then are cranes with gorgons' faces and watch over the secret of the crane bag, itself protected by a gorgon's head. It is not known what sort of dance the crane dance was, that according to Plutarch, Theseus produced into Delos, except that it was performed around a horned altar and represented the circles that coiled and uncoiled in a labyrinth, so a puzzle. My guess is that it imitated the fluttering love dance of courting cranes, and that each movement consisted of 9 steps and a leap, as Paul Wart says in his Flying with Montgomery. So Montgomery was World War II, wasn't he? All these things may mean something. Certain words may jump out at you. The riddles that Spirit gives us are very hard to decipher, but it's all important. The crane must I take 9 steps is shuffle fly. The 9 steps prove the crane's sacredness to the triple goddess, and so does her neck, feathery white and black with reddish skin showing through, or in the case of Numidian or Balearic crane, with red wattles. Cranes make their spectacular migration from the Tropic of Cancer, so again Cancer, and the Arctic Circle, back twice a year, flying in chevron formation with loud trumpeting at an enormous height. This must have attached them to the Hyperborean cult as messengers flying to the other world which lies at the back of the north wind. So if nothing else, we must be expecting a communication. There is also the spiralling dance Troy game called the crane dance. In Delos, because it was adapted there to the cult of the crane moon goddess. In Greece, the crane was associated with poets, not only in the story of Apollo's metamorphosis into a crane, a Thracian bird, but also the story written by Ibycus, the poet. Ibycus was the 6th century BC Greek erotic poet who, having spent the best part of his life in the island of Samos, one day set upon bandits by a lonely place. So be careful that you're not attacked in somewhere. Whereupon the murderer who was present cried out, "Look, the avengers of Ibycus." He was arrested and made a full confession. So someone may be arrested. There is far more here than I expected. So maybe, oh no, we'll go on then. So wisdom this month. At dawn you shall appear, a gaunt, red-wattled crane, she whom they know too well for fear, lunging your beak down like a spear to fetch them home again. So somebody's coming home again. The significance of salmon is seen in many places. We've seen that, haven't we? To gain the secrets and power and wisdom, and consuming hazelnuts. So they may be telling us that we need to eat more nuts for our health. And salmon. Agate, red-banded agate, are grounded stones that can help you find a better balance between your physical and emotional aspects. Agate energies work to raise consciousness, allowing us to accept ourselves and gain self-confidence. Agate's ability to boost self-confidence manifests itself as courage. It can give you the ability to tackle projects and situations that might otherwise seem beyond your ability. Through this, agate promotes wealth, good luck, and generally a more prosperous life. So a piece of agate would go well at the minute. The grounding energies of agate are calming and soothing to the emotions. This can be stabilizing influence, leading to a greater sense of harmony in your life. Its soothing influence can help you examine and cope with potential problems without undue emotional distractions. Agate are closely tied to earth energies. Wearing agate or carrying it can give you a greater appreciation of nature and all its varied forms. Physically, the energy of agate promotes overall health. They are said to help reduce the stress that is a big factor in many physical ailments. This might be why agate was thought to increase strength and longevity. Olwen, the maiden, was clothed in a robe of flame-coloured silk, and about her neck was a collar of ruddy gold, on which precious emeralds and rubies. More yellow was her head, we've done that bit, than the broom. Sophia, though, we do have Sophia in the goddess deck, so it'd be interesting to see if she comes up. Offers a cup of wisdom to you. It is time to connect with your own deep intuitive wisdom. Sophia asks you to take time for stillness and meditation, which they've been saying in the cards, haven't they? Perhaps you feel you are in a situation that you need guidance for. Have you been here before? When you take the time to listen to your own inner Sophia, you will gain what you need for your journey to well-being. Go to a quiet place where you will not be disturbed for around 30 minutes. Have a soft, relaxing music playing if possible. Close your eyes and see yourself walking along a country path which turns into a forest. So guided meditation now. As you walk along the forest path, feel the dampness of the air, smell the trees, and hear the many sounds of the ancient forest. The path suddenly ends, and you arrive at an enormous wooden door of a castle. There is a large Gothic knocker, which you use, and the door is opened by the divine Sophia, who takes you inside to a beautiful garden and beckons you to sit with her on a wooden bench. Sophia smiles and informs you that she is your higher self. Ask Sophia what it is you need to know. Listen to her answer carefully. Dismiss nothing and ask questions if necessary. When you are complete, thank Sophia for her intuition, then see yourself leave the garden back to the path into forest. Sophia, pronounced Sophia, is in Greek, Chochmah in Hebrew, and Sepetia in Latin. All mean wisdom. The Judeo-Christian god female soul, source of his true power, is Sophia. As goddess of wisdom, her faces are many. Black goddess, divine feminine, mother of God, the Gnostic Christians. Sophia was the mother of creation. Her consort and assistant was Jehovah. Her sacred shrine, Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Her symbol, the dove, represents spirit. She is crowned by stars, a Middle Eastern icon, to indicate her absolute divinity. So peace. You will find peace. So try that guided meditation if you've stayed long enough to watch all this, because I doubt it. You probably all got a bit bored. But we are going to pull the Goddess card just to bring it to a close. Oh, Pele. So this is volcanoes, not unlike the tower. Destruction, as Kali said, it's one of Kali's cluster. Pele, the Hawaiian goddess of the volcano. Sometimes she assumes the guise of an old woman, sleeping with her flames under control around her. At other times she can ride her flaming chariot down the volcano, intent on vengeance. Eruptions, jealousies, physical danger, fire, belly and the womb. Drawing the Pele card means you can expect eruptions of feelings or danger in environments. So we did have in the Hazel about attacks, maybe robbers. Treat the element of fire with great respect. It also means an increase in energy of the intense type which is needed by a woman in the womb center to give birth to her child. So we are birthing, we are creating something new, and we need the fire energy to move us forward. Focus your attention down in the deep female center of your body. Lads, just put it into your context. The center of the volcano, and ask yourself what you really need in your life right now. So, hope you enjoyed that reading. There's a lot of clues in there, a lot of riddles in there. But look and see what the crane means in spirituality on Google. That's your first step. Thanks for listening. Bye.